Y'all already know what it is. We call it, man. We call him Slip. We call him Slippy. We represent a kid with our man Gregg Smiff.
Man, what's up? What's up? Hey, how you doing, man?
What's happening, Greg? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm just glad to be here with you all. Glad to be moving how you moving.
Hold on. Before we go any further, because I love the energy already.
Yes.
What time is it?
It's time to wrap your
Mindset.
Gregg Smiff.
Yes.
Rep your set.
Man, Lower North Section. If you don't know what that is, that's a part of Chicago that is like Lincoln Park. It is the beginning of Lincoln Park is right at North Avenue, so that's why I call it the Lower North Section. Right in there, right around Cabrini Green, near North, Old Town. You know it. Just repping my set.
Yo. Big ups to Sammy's. Give me all the pride.
Terry's.
Yes, right. Okay.
Pizza Hut.
Alright. Farmer Brown's, baby, you know. Alright.
Don't even go there, bro.
Alright, we take a trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
But no, that's what's up. Alright, so what's good, Greg? So tell people who you are, what you represent.
Okay, what would you call like an artist and more of anything? I draw. I used to graffiti, definitely from the b-boy culture, skating, all that brought me up, breaking, I mean, you name it. I come from the eras where they would say it's golden. Just got too many memories to expound upon that, but it still lives through me. I think it lived through my music when I rap, when I make beats. And
spit us on 16, give us some.
Yes.
I really,
Get it.
I wasn't ready.
Get it.
So how long have you been like an MC? A lot of, do you consider yourself an MC?
I would definitely consider myself an MC. I try to tell stories when I rap and when I expound upon making music. I try to tell the story through the beat as well, so that the lyrics and the beat can mesh together and give you a complete story. Like I thought of a perfect song today that I know is going to touch people in a way that is going to be global. So I'm working on it. What I want you to hear is something that I consider it's like I would call it like a west side feel because it has that bounce. I'm quite sure it's gonna sound good in the when it plays through the microphone.
Rockville, I see.
Here we go. Check it out. Rockville.
Right off the top. You know how I do when the beat drop.
Hey, get it.
Gregg Smiff. At the end of the day, it's the end of the shift. I was going to say hit a spliff, but instead I might say hit a fifth.
Well, take a trip with me, you see the loot. I get down low, man. Can't freestyle, but I show how I get down with the flow. Yo, check me out. It's off top of the dome, but I can't get it right now because I'm nervous than a gnome.
I can't wait to use the bars.
Okay.
No, but we gonna get there. Yo, that's what's up though. So how long have you been at this?
I've been doing beats for quite a while. I've been doing it like, man, it's gonna like tell my age. I've been doing
older than the sun and the moon and the stars.
I've been doing it since the early 2000s.
Okay.
Beats. and rapping too at that time. But like I took time off and became a father and started to like just live my life and was always working on keeping the craft alive, doing anything minimally, not expounding too much energy into it, but knowing that I didn't have the space and the equipment when I became a student at SAE, and I went there on 2 occasions, but I graduated.
What's SAE?
SAE is like, I forgot like what the acronym actually says, but it's for students who are in the entertainment business, who do music, who want to like start in career in music or in the entertainment business. So I went there and I got my audio degree the first time I went there, and then an associate's in that, and then I got an associate's.
How long
in
did something like that take?
Right.
It was just a 2-year program.
Okay.
And I also got my associates in entertainment business. So that's what kind of I collided. I was like, let's go back and get the other degree, which gave me the perspective of understanding that the approach that I was taking and making wasn't the right approach as far as wanting to do artistry. Now I understand that I gotta wear all the hats in order for me to have some type of career. Like I have to own every aspect of it. So, being the administrator, being the person who talks to the publishers, the aggregators, all of the
Learning the business part.
Right.
Yo, so hold on. Where can people find you? Where can like people look at, whether it be for beats or whatever?
I've been flooding TikTok, throwing my rhymes on there. I threw like a couple of little beats on there, but Gregg Smiff at TikTok is where you can find me on there. Of course, that kind of goes across social media platforms like Instagram.
Right.
Okay.
I got Twitter as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not too many places, but I'm basically homegrown, and once the blade has been sharpened, it'll be a full slicing. Slicing and dicing. Man. But that takes time. Of course, it takes resources and it takes people. What I know that is just the final component of knowing that you have to have people that you could have to work with you, and you're working with them, and then you have like these partnerships that you're building. So that's why I'm so glad like when you called me and we got to talking about stuff, and it's just like automatic that that's what we were kind of destined to do.
Won't he do
Come
it?
together and be great together.
Exactly. And that's what this is all about, because we feel that when you take that step out there, God will align you with the right people, the right vibes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. We can go all day.
I think Gregg has wrapped his set. We are back, guys, and you know what time it is. It's time for Humble Beginnings. All right, Gregg, what's your humble beginning, sir?
My humble beginnings. Man, I'm just a kid from the 80s. Like, I can't expound too much about that time. It really was a great time. It was a vibe, as these young folks call it today. It was everything that I could ever be thankful for and grateful for. I started off tumbling. We used to call ourselves the Jesse Dirt tumbling team.
The Jesse White. Yo, the Jesse Dirt tumblers.
Man, we was the Jesse Dirt tumblers, boy. Tumbling, man. Back at my man Michael McCray house, the back of his house. Bust my shit plenty of times jumping on that big ass trampoline, but learning how to do double fronts and double backs, double fulls. I'm talking about, you name it. When we out on the ground, we had our own Jesse White mats because he had some spare mats that he gave to us and a trampoline. So we used to do our little Jesse Dirt. And all talent shows.
We had mattresses. We used to wait for people to throw out mattresses and get their mattresses and move them through the hood, and that was ours. So I'm glad Jesse came through for you.
I would say
all I got from Jesse right now is some city stickers. So,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yes indeed.
Can we get a break 1 year, Jesse? I'm sorry.
It's all good. But transitioning from tumbling, I went straight into sports and started playing basketball, football, baseball, you name it. And then I just did a plethora of things. That's what my humble beginnings. That's why I think I appreciate my ability to be a chameleon in a sense, because I was able to make easy transitions and meet the right people and go different places, and even just throughout the city. I think people just think that just because if you don't travel too much that you kind of narrow-minded, when that's not the case. I've worked with plenty of people and I have a professionalism about myself that will definitely exude itself if you ever met me in person. If you ever work with me, you'll love working with me because you'll be like, damn, he get down. And I'm there, I'm on time.
And it speaks to people who are like that aren't taught necessarily how to be. That comes from being out there on the grind, being the survivors, being like you said, a chameleon. You know how to adapt in the different situations, how to put on those different hats to make it. And so, till you say that's what's up. I could definitely be.
Know your audience.
That still resonates with me to this day, where I could just be around differences of people, and I can have an opinion. And I even also recently discovered, but I've always known this, is that you don't always have to have anything to say, because your words probably won't reach those in the sense of you trying to resonate with them. So a lot of times if you sideline it, you sideline it, and I've sidelined, but I've sidelined for the purpose of, if I'm going to say something, it's going to be meaningful, right? So that's why I sideline.
So tell us about your music. Tell us about inspirations there, because you say you're MC. We had a previous discussion about MC and a rapper. First of all, define that, and then tell people where you fit in within that mold.
Rapper versus MC.
Right.
Rappers are are old rappers, and I don't think there is a differentiation. Because MCing is storytelling, skill displaying, and pattern. When you're displaying the rhythmic pattern, that's MCing. Rappers, if you're rapping, you're just rapping and rhyming words. So that's why I don't see any differentiation between that. I fit in both categories because I can tell a story, I can rap, and then I can MC and show and display skill and flip words or.
Well, show us that.
I will have to do it on something that I got, because I got something that I can play for you, and then you hear, you like, oh, okay, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, because the reason why I come at that angle, because a lot of brothers out here, both men and women, they feel like, if you're a true MC, you should be able to come off the top with it. But then you got some people, some MC is like, oh, you know, I'm more of a writer and this and that, and I like to have a skilled craft instead of just being, you know what I'm saying? So what do you say to people who try to gauge it based upon like coming off the top?
It's the Sir Gregg Smiff, he a shy gorilla, a fly flow flipper, on time when he deliver, the high he'll give you, then bring it back down to the earth, make it quiver. I surf like silver, when I go through modes of throw with fleet flicker into the program, I show am the nigga who was playing sick that changed lanes with the rhythm, stay the same, then hit them with a strange type of sentence, that main is a menace, but if you think your game James worthy, then you better be all about business, cause going up against this guy, get you finished, it'll be a shame that you got erased and diminished.
Okay.
Right.
Had our cameraman going crazy back there. Yes.
Finest, y'all. Gregg Smiff, y'all.
Yes. Hey.
Truth be told, Greg be in the mole, Lord North section to the area code is where I'm from. This is how it done. See a rebel on the run, and my preferences are laying it down, saying it how I flow because it didn't get behind you. Take it when it's deep, it's when you stop and realize what you facing. There's a virtue about realness, and the real don't like them fakers. But if you play your part by obeying God, then we pray to God that you make it.
Hey y'all, we are back. It's time for the last segment. Sow your seed.
So that seed, Greg, let's get it.
Man, don't stop. Just don't stop. Keep the flame burning. There's a bird inside me known as a phoenix. And as soon as it releases, and I get lost in it and I fly with it, man. Don't let the flame exhaust. If you're out there rhyming, rapping, MCing, production, video, audio, whatever you're doing, you're going to school, keep at it. We're all in this wave of being creators and create for ourselves, and we definitely want to keep doing what we're doing. Connect with one another, and have those meaningful lifetime experiences that's going to change your life and change the world.
Like, what is the worst thing that you feel like you had to overcome to like maintain and like, you don't have to go again into specifics, but that same energy and feel, what would you tell somebody out there that, you know, had the world rocked and you're like, oh man.
Deep down inside, man, if you ever felt like this, because I know that I felt like this, don't ever let the feeling of feeling like you are not good enough and you're not deserving of anything. Another thing is, do your best to not be envious of others.
It's not a competition.
It's definitely not a competition. That kind of makes me think about like the term race. Racist was a word that was concocted to separate the skin differences of our cultures. And although being in entertainment is a competitive field, you could be as great and good as the many that are great and good. And I would say the worst thing that I would have to overcome is just knowing that I was like not believing in myself enough. Like I really just was beating myself down and like really.
Did you feel like you were supposed to be somewhere else?
Of course.
Because that's what most people do. They say, dang, I'm 30, you know, I should have been done with school, I should have been making this amount of money.
Oh yeah, once I learned how to release that and let all of that go, my perspective changed. Once my perspective changed, it was easy for me to understand that there was a way that you could navigate and control you can mold your destiny instead of falling in line to what you see. Everything is not what you see. You know, most of it is within. And if you keep allowing the things that you see to be the thing that is present in your life and give you direction, then you'll never know what God is. Because God is within. It's not the outer things that you're seeking and looking for. It's definitely within. So that's where I'm at with it.
And that's why we say, you know, we believe in, you know, first things first, faith in self, right? Faith in self, and then faith in God. Not to say and then, you know, because God can only work if you allow God to work. You know, God's not going to work if you don't believe God can work. So that's why, you know, we believe that, hey, you got to start. It has to be here first. Once you get it here, all right, God can work with you. And it's like, all right, let's get it, whatever it is. And so that's what this movement is all about. That's why we want to celebrate people like you. And, you know, we appreciate people like you all who have come to share on this journey. You know, it's been a journey, man, and we're thankful. And so, you know, so tell people, where can they find you one more time?
Gregg.Smiff, Smiff, that's GREWG. And you can go to Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. That's where I'm pretty much hanging out most of the time.
And at last, like, boom, Gregg Smiff out. Mic drop.
Okay, I'm not dropping nobody mics because microphones are expensive.
Not these. Don't drop these.
Right.
Don't drop these.
Not the rock bills.
Not the rock bills.
Not at all. Not even a cheap microphone. You know, it's a process that goes into microphone making. So I would say my last thing or any last words is continue to keep grinding. Continue to keep believing in yourself. Continue to do what you love to do. Love others. Love yourself. My best advice is to take it day by day. The world wasn't built in the next 24 hours, and it's not going to be complete. if you were able to do that, it's going to fall apart anyway. But yeah, just keep doing you, believe in yourself. All the beat makers out there, the teenagers, the 20-somethings, the 30-somethings, man, just keep doing what y'all doing. I love y'all. Yeah, I love y'all, man. Wish there was a way that we could all connect in a way that wasn't harmful to one another, and we all build and grow and be a great society.
Yeah.
So that's what I got for the world, man. Just love and peace. I've switched my way of thinking and believing, and I think it reflects on a daily basis. So I just try to continue to exude that. That's what's up. Chicago.
Yes. Thank you, Gregg. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you again, Gregg, for being here on the World of Battle Cry, y'all. Like, peace.
You probably heard him. Now you really about to hear him. Gregg Smiff. For my existence, it's a blessing to be present.
I'm here to clear the smoke with ideas coming my freshest. It's here off the metric scales, I rails, rhymes electric like bass and guitar riffs. I'm so eclectic. My rhythmic leverage makes guarantee that I rip it. No question how I get to make sure I spit terrific. A perfectionist, scientific with my lyrics. Been blessed with the capability, receive, give it, speak, live it. The catalyst of life mission. My move step is left, right position. My city jack on his job, no sitting, getting slapped. What for when we all trying to get it? My motivations don't have any limits, but my purpose is to gain unlimitless listens. That's why I'm 100 on 100 when I'm flipping like a quarter lining up in that line when I'm pitching. Yeah. Embedded with the knack to hustle for the chips, cause my wits won't let me struggle. See, I get what it takes to stack that paper in bundles without the necessity to stay firm on top. Humble is a promise that I can't break for me. Call it my logic or just one of these dope MCs that pays homage. Cause I'm not here to deceive. I kick knowledge for sovereign individuals' needs without the college education, the degrees. See, I'm free, not part of the design that be. Not confined to the blind, lead the blind, not me. My mind open and I use my ears to see.